Jeopardy, weekdays at 3:30 on Channel 7.
Playing Around with Michael Jordan and Friends is brought to you by McDonald's owners of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
In 1989, Kemper Lakes Golf Course in northwest suburban Long Grove hosted the PGA Championship. The best professional golfers from all over the world drove, chipped, and putted as has never been seen before or after on this tough Kemper course. That is, until this weekend, when Michael Jordan invited some friends to play a few rounds of golf with him. Welcome to Kemper Lakes Country Club, the site of this year's Michael Jordan Ronald McDonald Children's Charity Celebrity Golf Championship. Now, nearly 50 celebrities from all over the country came in to play a little golf and help Michael Jordan raise money for the Ronald McDonald Children's Charities and the Michael Jordan Foundation. Now, the four-day event started on Friday with a practice round for sponsors and celebrity amateur participants. Now, most of the celebrities in Friday's practice round were in pretty good form in one way or another, starting with the star of the show, Michael Jordan, the star of the Chicago Bulls. Now, this is the par 3, 141-yard third hole. What makes it tough is that you've got to go over water. Well, on this day, Michael was not going to take a Duncan, but he didn't land on the green. In fact, he landed just right of the green from our vantage point, to the left of the green from his. So his second shot on this par 3 hole would be a chip shot, about 30 feet, 35 feet from the green. And he chipped it up pretty good, but he only landed 7 feet from the pin. Had a little pressure put on him from Fred the Hammer Williamson to make the par. But Michael was just a little bit short here and had to tap in for the short bogey putt. Why did you develop such a passion for golf?
Well, I never had the opportunity to compete on an individual level, even when I was in high school or when I went to college. So I was never really tested from that competitive attitude. And, you know, when Davis Love came to me when I was in college and said, let's go out and play golf, saying, well, golf is a sister sport. Why do I want to go play golf? That's what I always thought, and anybody could play it. So I went out and tried to play it, and I made a par in my first 18, and from that point on, I was hooked, because it challenged me individually.
Many of Michael's guests, like actor Fred Williamson, took the challenge to land their ball closer to the pin than their host. Sure, you hit them good.
I came prepared. I came to win some money because I haven't worked lately, and I need it.
Moving over to the fourth hole, Charles Barkley, the round mound of rebound of Phoenix, joined Jordan's fivesome a little late. Now, you know, actually, he said you drive for show and putt for dough. That's it?
I can putt. My only problem, I just got to get off the tee. That's the only weakness in my game, getting off the tee.
A big, strong guy like you should be able to knock that thing 310 yards.
Yeah, it does go 310. I don't know where it's going yet.
Moving back over to the par 3 third hole, Jim Rice, formerly of the Boston Red Sox, chipped out of the big sand trap and makes par on this hole. Now, Jim was just a little bit down as he approached this hole. He is one of the longest hitters of a golf ball I have ever seen. But his optimism peaked somewhat when he did make the par here. So you started out a little pessimistic, but you were optimistic at the end with that par.
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, when you hit a shot like that, you can be optimistic about that, yeah. I like that. And I'm not that good of a player.
Wait a minute now. I've heard about you hitting the golf ball. I've heard stories about 330, 340 yards, boom.
Well, they exaggerate. I can hit about 320, but it'll be another fairway sometime. mulligan. Yep.
The great actor Richard Roundtree wasn't alone in singing for a mulligan. You could hear the chorus all day long around this golf course, but it particularly affected Roundtree's group. They could have used scuba diving gear to gather all the golf balls that they sent into the lake on that third hole. But all these guys were just smiling and having a good time, despite the fact that Richard just chipped that one into the water for the third time. Going in the lake is persona non grata here, so we're just going to burn the tape.
We mean going in the lake.
Oh, it didn't happen.
What are you talking about? There's no lake out here. There's no lake. There's a little sand, but there's no lake.
There's no water.
No.
You haven't